What is up, guys? It is your boy Brandon Groce, self-taught designer, and today we're going to be talking about why you should be picky as a designer in terms of picking your work, who you work with to get where you want to go. So with that said, guys, in this video we're going to be talking about why you should be picky as a designer, because it will provide more fruit for your career than just picking whatever work comes to you. And this is a big thing because a lot of the designers I know and that I've seen, the number and that I've had myself, is saying no, especially when you are in need of money or you're trying to build your business or you're trying to build your portfolio. Is you're just trying to grab whatever you can. And as counterintuitive as this is, the best way to actually improve your position in your company or in the marketplace to get closer to your goal is actually to saying no, and we'll get into that. Anyway, guys, if you guys are new to this channel, my name is Brandon Groce. I'm a self-taught designer. I work with large brands such as Disney, Dannon, and Huggies, and I'm also a social media marketing master. With that, guys, so no money, no time, no work. We've all had these clients where, you know, they come in and they're promising you work, and then you find out that they have massively close deadlines, like next week, tomorrow. They have no budget, and you're sitting there like, well, I really need this work. So here's the catch-22. Let me start off with the reason you want to say no is because when you say no, you are being picky to the point where you're being, it's not even really pickiness, it's focus. Saying no allows you to focus, and what you're focusing on is where you're trying to go in your career as a designer. So for example, if I get I'm in the fitness niche. That's where most of my clientele are from. So let's say, you know, the old Brandon who is just trying to build his portfolio, is trying to make his career, trying to get money, trying to freelance, and I'm trying to build my portfolio for fitness brands. And then out of the blue, you know, a jewelry brand comes to me and says, hey Brandon, I really need X, Y, and Z for this much, and I need it by next week. And with what they told me, I can do it, but I already know what they told me, that number one, the budget is not good. 2, there's not enough time. And 3, it is not in the niche that I work with. So what I could do, there's 2 possibilities here. I can, 1, take it because I know I can do the work. Or 2, I'm not going to take it because 1, I only work with people that pay in a certain money bracket, and 2, they are not in my niche. Now let's say let's do the 2 scenarios. Let's say I do take it. You know, I get my money, I've gotten less than I would with someone that pays me at my regular rate, and also I now have something in my portfolio that is not in my niche. It's not fitness, it's not gyms, it's not, you know, CrossFit, etc. So I now have a very odd brand lumped in with my portfolio. So what really is the return on investment, or the how am I going to be able to showcase this to improve my brand, to improve my business, to show that, you know, I did the next step up in my career with this project? I didn't. All I got was money. That was the exchange. So that's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is this, okay? And you're going to get the immediate downsides, which is 1, you don't get the money, but the long-term upsides are 2, you get that time that you would have been spending on that project that is not related to your business niche at all. You get that time actually back to actually go out and get a better client that's within your niche and that is next step up in your game, so that when you do get that client, you can actually, you know, let's say it's the next step client that I'm looking for to better my portfolio as, you know, the Brandon Groce brand, or the next level client that pays better and is in my niche. That time that I recoup back by saying no and staying focused within my niche and looking for a client that pays within my means, it helps my business long term. Because if I'm out there, taking just a whole bunch of projects just because of the money, I'm not really going anywhere. My goal then is money. That's our scenario one. Goal two, or scenario two, is a focused scenario where I say no to the short-term money, the short-term gain, to then recoup time to build my long-term vision, which is getting clients that will absolutely pay what I'm worth. Two, will absolutely build my brand, build my experience, and build my portfolio. So this is why saying no to those clients who have very close deadlines, have no budget, and are not in your pathway to your bigger picture goals, or your goals or your next step plan, cut them out, because they waste your time. They waste time, and they're not building you to where you want to go, which are the long-term places and things we need to think about as businessmen and women, and as a brand. So that's the difference between saying yes and saying no. People who say yes, they get distracted, they have a very general portfolio, and it's very hard for them to focus in and grow very deeply in a specific topic of knowledge or in work, so that they can become thought leaders in that space. But the people that say no and are able to stay focused, and it builds it takes willpower to do that, because there's still money on the table that's being thrown at you. You have to say no to that so that you can focus and build your brand, you can stay focused on your niche, and you can work on building your thought leadership within that industry and niche that you're working to carve out a space for you and your brand. Anyway guys, this is why you should say no to stay focused, and this is why you should say no to projects that have no budget and have no time and that are not in your niche. So that's really what I'm talking about today, was focus and why saying no helps you do that. Oh, also, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe down below. What are your thoughts on taking these type of projects that we're talking about and saying no? Let me know down in the comments. Do you say yes or do you say no? And do you have problems saying no? And if so, write down why you have problems saying no in the comments. Anyway guys, Groce, self-taught designer, out.